Let's compare the new Apple Watch Series 11 against the new Apple Watch Ultra 3. Real quick, if you want to keep up to date with the latest Apple news and reviews, hit that subscribe button. It's funny because last year we essentially didn't get an upgrade to the Ultra line. It was just that new black colorway. This year, we did get a big update to bring it in line with the year-old Series 10. And now, the new Series 11 was a relatively minor update on its own. So how do these two new watches stack up against each other now? Let's get into it, and I'll let you know what really matters. Starting out, while Apple Watch Ultra 3 comes in one size, one material, and only two finishes, the Series 11 is much more varied. You can snag the Series 11 in 42 or 46mm sizes in either aluminum or polished titanium. The aluminum comes in rose gold, silver, jet black, and again, the iconic space gray. The titanium comes in gold, natural, or slate. If you're choosing specifically on color, you'll have many more choices with the Series 11. My personal favorite of the lot is the natural titanium, but I think most people will opt for the silver or space gray aluminum. Those are just pretty universal colors. The physical design has not changed for either of these two watches in the past year. The physical cases are the same size, with the Series 11 being much thinner and sleeker than the Ultra 3. When it comes to durability, any of the titanium models will be stronger than the aluminum. That includes the polished titanium Series 11 and the Ultra 3. Both of the titanium ones hold up super well. I've been wearing the Series 10 in polished titanium for a year now, and I don't even see a single scratch on it. The Ultra 3 for sure has the more rugged aesthetic and has the extra action button located on the side, which can be programmed to do all sorts of things. Turn on the flashlight, start a dive session, or run a shortcut. The digital crown has more pronounced knurling on it too, which is easier to rotate if you have gloves, like if you're hiking in the cold, skiing, or diving. Let's talk about the displays. The Series 11 measures in at 374 by 446 pixels on the 42mm and 416 by 496 pixels on the 46mm. The Ultra 3 has a slightly larger display this year, going up to 422 by 514, which makes it the largest Apple Watch display yet again. In use, I think they're incredibly similar when you compare the 46mm to it. You don't really fit that much more on the display. It used to be a real reason to choose the Ultra, but now that they have the 46mm in the Series 10 and 11, that benefit has kind of faded away. Apple does have exclusive watch faces for the Ultra, including the Wayfinder face, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying the pricier watch just for the faces. Both watches have the same internals. They have the S10 chip. No upgrade to that this year. The W3 wireless chip, U2 ultra-wideband chip, and 64 gigs of storage. The Apple Watch Ultra has 2 speakers versus 1, and 3 mics instead of 1. Let's compare the mic, because this is a really helpful comparison if you do a lot of calls or voice recordings. This is testing the microphone array on the Apple Watch Ultra 3, the microphone array on the Apple Watch Ultra 3. This is testing the microphone on the Apple Watch Series 11. Testing the microphone on the Apple Watch Series 11. Let me know if you think there's much of a difference and which you prefer down in the comments. Health features are in parity. You'll get hypertension alerts, sleep apnea detection, sleep tracking with a sleep score, blood oxygen readings, cycle tracking, fall detection, and more on both. Simply put, there are no health benefits of going with the more expensive watch. Both Series 11 and Ultra 3 have 5G connectivity this year, though you still get better GPS function on the latter. Satellite support is new on the Ultra 3 and could be a big differentiating factor. If you're out hiking, you can still send messages even without cellular or a phone or Wi-Fi nearby. This again, though, is very specific. If you have a recent iPhone, it already has satellite support. So satellite support on the watch is beneficial for those who are without their phones and off the grid. It happens, but for sure isn't a commonality for regular users. I know this may sound like reading off a spec sheet, but You've got different water resistance here. This Series 11 is rated for 50 meters and swimming, while the Ultra 3 is a dive watch and rated for 100 meters. Unless you're specifically using this for diving though, it won't matter. It's funny, how many people I talk to still don't know that the regular Apple Watch is actually water resistant. The two biggest reasons to choose between either of these is the battery and the design. Apple Watch Series 11 can now make it a full 24 hours, but it's still shy of the 42 hours on the Ultra 3. And yes, I did test it. I made this over 24 hours with the Series 11. What I can say based on my experience with both of them is that the Ultra 3 is absolutely more convenient in that regard. I'd still charge this once a day, but it was like whenever I wanted to and not because my battery was tapped. With the Series 11, I still end up topping off whenever the battery is low or before I go out for the night, just in case that it might die. Neither of these, though, are in the same league as Garmin when it comes to battery life, though of course they are much more functional. I'll be honest, I think for most people deciding between these two, it's really just split on the design. The Ultra 3 is more rugged, sharper edges, larger. The Series 11 is thinner, and in the polished titanium, I'd say classier. For my use cases, I actually prefer the Series 11. I think it's more comfortable to wear, looks super sharp, and is great for sleep tracking. I know a lot of people like that tougher look and bulkier profile, though, of the Ultra 3. It just kind of was harder for me to sleep in. I don't like that. I just think they both look great. There's different styles. If you're okay spending a little more and you like the look, the Ultra 3 is for sure the superior watch, but you didn't need me to probably tell you that. Let me know what you guys all think though. I'd love to know which one you guys prefer, Series 11 or the Ultra 3. Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to pick up either of these models, you can find some deals we've got already listed down below in the description. Otherwise, follow for more Apple news and reviews.